System Reset Challenge. If you are a replay viewer and you want to fast forward a couple of minutes, you can. Oh my goodness, I'm giving YouTube some time to send this out to all of the high achieving women determined to heal their nervous system on this year. Because period. Shout out to everyone who was here all 5 days. Listen, when you have challenges like this, people tend to fall off. It's only going to be the serious ones that stay until the end. So if you made it to the end, shout out to you. Hit the like button, tap the screen, share the live. And of course, I'm going to try to sit down anyway, even though I've been trying this and it hasn't been working the whole time. Good afternoon, Candace. Of course, she has to still try it. All right, let me leave this alone. It's the weekend, baby. Hope everyone is feeling. YouTube, send this live stream out, please, and thank you. Hurry up. Send it out. No, ma'am, that song popped in my head right before I came live. It's like, wait a minute, Lord, what are you saying? YouTube, I need y'all to send this video out. All right, so today is our final day. This is day 5. This is day 5. Today we're talking, let me get out of this chair because see me. Today we're talking about your regulated future. And I'm going to answer some questions I received. If I have time at the end after that, I'll answer questions you all put in the chat if I haven't already covered it with what people sent in, okay? Some of you were asking the same questions, just in a different way. So if you've been here all week, even if you're catching the replay, I want you to drop a pink heart. You already know. Drop a pink heart if you managed to make it all 5 days. If you are new here and this is the first time, you know what? I don't know if I made the video public, y'all. Give me 1 second. That may be the issue right now, and I think it should be public now. That should fix it. It should be public now. That should fix it. That should fix it. My bad, y'all. So if you are new here and you're just, maybe my video just popped up in your feed or someone shared it, you're just seeing the challenge, you can comment the word new. Don't think you're too late. The videos will still be up, so you'll be able to go back, start from day 1. Today is the last day that you can get the reset kit on its own as a standalone product, but we'll talk about that. And if your nervous system is absolutely fried, if you know you kept seeing yourself throughout these 5 days with what I've been teaching, you need to grab my clarity reset. Join the clarity reset and join it now because the price is going up, baby. Okay. We'll talk about that later too. All right. So YouTube, my bad. Send the video out. Send the video out. Send the video out. We've spent 5 days together resetting our nervous system. You can't hear me. You can't hear me? Let me know if you all can hear me. Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me or if I need to restart the live. Can you hear me? Drop a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Drop a 1 in the chat. Drop a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Can you all hear me? Okay, so it's working now, Candace? Okay. Let me know if the sound goes out again. So I was saying we've spent 5 days together resetting your nervous system, our nervous systems, okay? You might be thinking, well, what if I lose this? What if I go right back into survival mode, Renisha? What if this was just temporary? Listen, I'm gonna need you to stop the overthinking. We talked about this earlier this week. Here's what I need you to know: a regulated nervous system is not a perfect nervous system. Remember, we talked about perfectionism already. A regulated nervous system is not a perfect nervous system. You're still going to get triggered. Take a deep breath. You will still get triggered. You're still going to have hard days. You're human, okay? But the difference now is that you won't get stuck there. My phone is doing all kind of weird stuff. The difference now is that you won't get stuck there. Okay, you all. So over the next 40 to 45 minutes, I'm going to show you what a regulated life actually looks like. I'm going to answer some of the questions you all sent in, and I'm going to share exactly, excuse me, how you can keep this work going beyond today. Okay, this is day 5, your regulated future. Let's close this out strong. If you are excited about your future, drop some confetti in the chat. Thank you all for hitting the like button as you come in. This is day 5 of the Nervous System Reset Challenge. All right. If you're just joining and you like content like this, consider subscribing to my channel as well. So before we go any further, let me go ahead and bust this up real fast. This misconception. Okay, well, if I'm really healed, I'll never get triggered or overwhelmed again. The lie detector test determined that that was a lie. Okay, drop a heart in the chat if you ever thought this, that if I was really healed, I wouldn't be triggered. Drop a heart in the chat. Thank you for the confetti, Candace. And for every, I know some of you all are at work, you're driving, you can't respond, that's fine. But here's the truth: a regulated nervous system does not mean that you're never going to feel anxious again in your life. After this challenge is over, that's not what this means, okay? It doesn't mean that you'll never be sad again no matter what happens because I did this challenge. That is not what regulation is. It doesn't mean that you will never be activated again or triggered, okay? And it does not mean that you're going to be calm 24/7. Here's what regulation means. A regulated nervous system means you can feel the emotion, you don't stay stuck in it for days, weeks, months, years. You don't do that anymore. All right. You can come back to baseline even without having someone walk you through it. You're going to get to a place where you can bring yourself back to baseline. Okay. And it also means that you have the capacity to respond instead of just reacting to situations and stressors. Does that make sense? So regulation equals flexibility, not perfection. You're not perfect. This challenge wasn't about you becoming perfect. Okay? You're going to have some hard days. You're going to become dysregulated because you're still human. You are not a robot. The difference is you now have the tools that you can come back to. I have been giving you tools all week. Okay, so you have the tools that you can come back to, and now you won't continue to spiral for hours, for days, whatever. So type human in the chat, even if you're watching the replay. I know it's Friday, it's the weekend. I know, I get it. Type human in the chat. If you are relieved to hear this, baby, once again, you are not broken. Okay, you're regulated, and that's what we're going to explore today. So here's what we're covering in the final session: what life actually looks like with a regulated nervous system, how to maintain this beyond this challenge, beyond this 5 days. What do we do now? We're going to talk about it, how to maintain it without it being another project on your to-do list. Okay, Q&A, I'm going to answer your questions. And then we're gonna talk about what's next for you and how we can continue to do this work together. So by the end of today, you'll have a clear picture of your regulated future and the next step to get there. So let's dive in. I'm about to. Is that Trey Songz? My bad, y'all. My bad. Let's jump in. What does life look like with a regulated nervous system? Okay, so what does this actually feel like? We're going to talk about the real, not the Instagram version, not the social media version. Y'all be making stuff look real good on social media. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about real life. What does it look like to have a regulated nervous system in real life, not just to be faking it on social media? All right. So there's some emotional markers. So when you have a regulated nervous system in real life, you still have emotions, but they feel different. They feel different. I'll try to slow down a tad bit for those of you taking notes. So before regulation, you would snap, crash out, you would spiral for days, right? You'll feel sad, then you'll end up sinking. You don't just feel sad, you sink into this depression. There's like this crazy trend on social media that's out now where people are literally releasing their death dates, the future dates where they're going to unalive themselves. Like it's a trend on social media. All right. Also, before regulation, you get anxious. You would get anxious and you couldn't shake it. You didn't know what to do. You just woke up anxious, went to bed anxious, went to church anxious, you went to work anxious, you did everything anxious, took a shower anxious. Okay. But after regulation, we're talking about emotions right now. You'll still feel angry, but you cry. Some people, when they get mad, they cry. You cry, you do whatever you do. You allow it to move. Sorry, y'all, through your body and it passes. Let me drink some water. My bad for coughing in y'all ear. You allow that anger to move through your body and it passes. You don't stay there. All right. Also, after you're regulated, you may feel sad, normal emotion, but you let yourself feel it without shame. So the sadness softens instead of you sinking into a place of grief or depression. You actually allow yourself to feel sad without beating yourself up. All right. Also, after regulation, you may get anxious, but you know to pull out a tool. You have whatever your tool is. You're going to pull it out and it's going to bring you back to baseline. So you're not going to stay in this anxious state. Does that make sense? So it's not that these emotions just disappear. It's that they move through you instead of being stuck. This is what happens when you're regulated. So it's more like waves. They come, they peak, and then they pass right on by. So now you're not afraid of them anymore. You're not afraid to feel anymore. My hair just be doing whatever it wants to do. Okay. You're not afraid to feel them anymore. So drop waves in the chat if that makes sense, even if you're watching the replay. Those are some emotional markers. Now, some practical markers. You can make decisions now without freezing for hours. So we're talking about before regulation, someone may ask you a simple question and you end up shutting down off of a simple question. You overthink every single choice. It ain't even that deep. It was never that deep, but you're overthinking everything. Also, you can't decide because you're afraid that you're going to get it wrong. So you don't want to make the decision. All of this is what happens before you regulate your nervous system. Some of you, you have to you have to check with 10 people. What do you think about this? What do you think I should do about that? You got to check with all these people before you can make a decision concerning your life. This is what happens before you're regulated. Thank y'all for hitting the like button. So after you're regulated, you still think things through, but now you don't spiral. You don't spiral out of control. You can make good enough decisions. The decisions don't have to be perfect. You don't have to poll 10 people before you come up with a decision concerning your life. You can just make the decision. You understand? And you also trust yourself more when you're regulated. So you bounce back faster after conflict or even constructive criticism that used to shut you down. You bounce back faster. All right. So before someone gives you feedback and you would just ruminate for days. Okay. You're replaying the conversation in your head obsessively to the point where you have given yourself anxiety or you are having a full blown panic attack. That's how much you have ruminated. All right. You also feel like a failure. This is before regulation. After you learn how to regulate your nervous system, feedback, it may sting, it may hurt you for a little minute, but guess what? You move on. Okay, next. You can receive criticism. You can receive criticism without spiraling out of control, and you've learned to recover in hours instead of days. Some of you learn to recover within minutes. All right. Some body markers. We're talking about what a regulated nervous system looks like. What does life look like when you have a regulated nervous system? Thank y'all for hitting the like button as you come in. So, as far as your physical body, you're going to notice less constant tension. Wherever you hold your tension, back, neck, shoulders, stomach, chest, it don't matter. You're going to notice less constant tension. Your sleep habits will become better. You're going to have better sleep. You're going to be getting real rest. You will be sleeping way deeper. Okay. You're going to notice that you have fewer random flare ups. Remember when we were talking about, I forgot what day it was, about how the physical body holds trauma? You're going to notice that those symptoms you were dealing with, whether it was migraines, gut issues, jaw pain, back pain, knee pain, whatever, you're going to see heart palpitations where it lessens when you become regulated. All right. You're also going to notice your body cues earlier. So those same symptoms that you used to ignore, you're going to pick up on it quick, fast, in a hurry. I did not start coughing, I promise y'all, until I got on here. So before you become dysregulated, you're going to pick up on these things. Does that make sense? So if you're already noticing some of these shifts, if you've been here this week, you're already noticing a difference, type body in the chat. Even if you're watching the replay, comment it down below. As far as the relational markers, and this is a big one for high achieving women, okay? Guess what you're going to notice? You say no sooner and you stop feeling bad about it, okay? Before you were regulated, you would say yes to everything and then resent it. You resenting the people, you resenting the situation, but you said you made a decision to say yes. All right. You would overextend yourself just to keep the peace before regulation. And you did not know how to set boundaries. Y'all know I love me some boundaries without guilt. This was before regulation. But after, now that you are living a regulated life, and in 2026, this is what we're doing. We're living the regulated life. You're going to notice that you say no even before you're burned out. No, I can't. You will say it beforehand. You're going to send your no. Your no will go before you. Hello? You're going to notice that you set boundaries without apologizing for it and without over explaining it. You're just going to set the boundary and keep it moving. You're going to notice that you protect your energy. You protect your peace. You protect your sanity. You protect all of the things concerning you. Okay? Also, we're talking about the regulated life, what a regulated nervous system looks like. You're going to feel less responsible for everyone's feelings. You're going to feel less responsible. Okay. So before, you may have felt like high achieving women tend to feel like they have to manage everybody else's emotions. Honey, their emotions, their business. If someone was upset, you used to think that it was your job to fix it. What's wrong? How can I make it right? And you have nothing to do with it, okay? Before, you would carry everyone else's stress in your body, literally carrying their luggage, okay? But after regulation, you can care, you're going to learn that you can care about people without absorbing their emotions. I can care about you, I can love you, I can even help you, but I don't have to carry what you are carrying. You're also going to learn how to let people have their own feelings, however they choose to feel. You feel that, okay? And you're going to learn how to hold space without taking on their pain. For those of you that are just joining, because people are coming in and out, my name is RONESHIA. I'm an inner healing coach. This week we did a nervous system reset challenge Monday through Friday. Today is day 5. It's the last day, but it's still going to be up. If you're just finding my channel, you can go back to day 1 and you can go through everything that we went through. It's going to be there in my my inner healing playlist. Right now, we're talking about what a regulated future looks like. What does your future look like if you are carrying a regulated nervous system? What's up, Tiffany? So, you're going to learn when you're regulated that you can rest without guilt. You're not going to feel bad for resting. Before you were regulated, you felt lazy just because you needed to rest. You couldn't relax until everything was done, which is never. Okay? Before, you felt like you didn't deserve rest. But after regulation, you're going to see that rest is a regulation tool. It's not some reward that you have to earn. No, no, no. It's a regulation tool. Okay. So you're going to be able to lie down without feeling guilty about it. Your body is going to feel safe resting. This is where your sleep is going to improve, even your dreams. Listen, I've always been a dreamer since I've been a child. Always. If I take a nap, I'm gonna have a dream. I'm not talking about some random stuff. Okay, I've always been like that. Since I have regulated my nervous system, I didn't even know it was possible to dream more. And I wasn't even dealing with sleep interruptions now. Let me make that clear because this survival mode manifests in different ways. Baby, that wasn't my issue. But when I tell you, even I'm dreaming more, I don't see how that's possible. And I know you all may not understand because you're not me. You don't know what my dream life is like. But I am even dreaming more. I'm like, okay. So even that, your sleep life is going to regulate. People will say, oh, I don't dream. Yes, you do. Everybody dreams. All right. So drop rest in the chat if that one hit you. The one about resting, just resting overall without feeling guilty. If that is something you're looking forward to, drop rest in the chat. But here's what I want you to notice. Even as I've been describing these things, have you felt even a 5% shift in any of these areas over the last 5 days? If you have been here, what's up, Erica? If you've been here throughout the week, have you felt even a teeny weeny shift in any of the things I just talked about? If so, just drop what was the area you felt a shift in, even if it was just a tiny one. What's up, Carla? I'll give y'all a little second because I know there's a delay on YouTube. Maybe you said no to something this week after hearing me talk about boundaries. Maybe that is regulation. Maybe you said, you know what? I've been sleeping better this week. That means your nervous system is responding to what I've been teaching. Y'all ain't noticed y'all haven't noticed anything? No shifts? Nothing good? Or y'all just can't type right now? Some of you may have noticed you're not spiraling after conversations anymore. Emotional regulation. Thank you, Candice. Awesome. Some of you used to snap for every little thing. Now you're like, instead of snapping, you're like, Girl, what is wrong with you? It ain't even that deep. You start asking yourself questions. More peace in my mind. Baby, peace is the real flex. Let me tell y'all something. I know I told this story. I'm gonna tell it really quick. It was during my service at church. My pastor, I think this happened last year, called. She was calling up different people. I can't. Don't ask me. I can't remember what the example was. No, I'm lying. She was asking them their prayer requests, like, "What do you believe in God for?" And it was this man. I'm not sure how old he is, but I know this man got to be old enough to be probably my grandpa. Y'all, that man said he just wanted peace. And when I tell you that thing made me want to break down, because I can't even imagine being that age saying, I just want peace. Peace is a flex. So the fact, Carla, that you're like, you notice more peace, even if it was just a little bit, baby, that is a flex. There are so many people who don't have peace and their mind never shuts off. And this about to go a whole nother way. So let me go on back. Baby, I was about to turn this into a whole deliverance live. Let me get back. Nervous system regulation. So everything you all listed, this is what a regulated life looks like, okay? Not perfect. Not perfect. Not, oh, I'm completely healed in 5 days. Just more capacity. All right? So you are already living it. For those of you that were thinking, oh my gosh, this is the last day. What am I going to do without RONESHIA coming live? You're already living it. You're already living a regulated life. So you're going to have to learn how to think differently, okay? Doing the grounding, feeling more present. Tiffany, listen, that grounding changes a lot, just like that. Just like that, being able to ground yourself. You can even, the work I do is not for children. Let me say that. The work I do is not for children. The work I do is not for children. This is for high achieving women. And I don't know who this is for or why I'm about to say this, why I feel led to say this. But for some of you who have kids that spiral out, they throw these tantrums and things like that, try grounding them. Try the grounding, try the orienting, make them look at things in the, hey, tell me what you can see. Find me something red in the room. I don't even know why I'm saying this because my work is for high achieving women. Okay. But whoever that's for. Your kids want to crash out, throw these tantrums. The doctor wants to give them these diagnoses. Try doing some grounding work with them. Okay? Let me get back. Where we at, y'all? Let's talk about how to maintain this beyond the challenge. Like I said, you all are already doing this. So I don't want you to think, oh my God, I can't make it without RONESHIA. Baby, listen, I'm just helping you. You're doing the work already. So if you want to know, how do you keep going? When life gets busy, it gets hectic, it's going to get chaotic. What am I supposed to do? Let's talk about it. Here's what happens after most challenges. You will feel amazing for a few days, and then life gets busy, and you forget to do the practices altogether. And then a month later, you are back in survival mode talking about, see, I knew that wouldn't last. I knew she was just on there talking, running her mouth, just wasting my time. No, baby. No, baby. It works if you work it, okay? If you don't do it, the tools don't work. How are they going to work if you don't use them? If you have a toolbox and something breaks in your house and everything you need to fix it is in the toolbox, but you just let the toolbox sit there and you never open it, how is it going to get fixed? Everything you need is in the toolbox, but you refuse to open it. It's not going to fix itself. So it'll work if you work it, okay? If you don't have a maintenance plan, you're not going to be able to keep up with this. So I'm going to give you one right now. I'm just going to call it the 3-part maintenance framework. Okay. So here's how you're going to maintain a regulated nervous system without it becoming another exhausting project. Do not handle this like something else on your to-do list. And I keep saying that on purpose. All right. So I'm going to give you three parts. Part one, daily minimums. These are going to be tiny things that you do daily, but these are non negotiable. Are you all understanding? Just nod your head. I'm going to pretend I can see you. All right. So I just want you to pick 1 to 2 nervous system anchors that you can do most days. So some examples of this, you can say, okay, well, I'll do the 2-minute breath practice in the morning. I'll go for a walk 10 to 15 minutes throughout the day. You can go walk on your lunch break while you're at work. I used to do that. Okay, just some type of walk, 10 to 15 minutes at some point during the day. You may choose to do the 3 extended exhales before bed, or you may choose something completely different that I've given you this week, or something that you've been doing beforehand that I didn't even talk about that just works for your nervous system. All right. Just pick 1 to 2 things that you can do most days, not some type of deep 20-minute morning routine, just 1 to 2 small things. That's going to be part one of your maintenance. Okay. Part two, you're going to do weekly check ins. So once a week, it can be a Sunday night, it can be a Monday morning. You're going to ask yourself, okay, where did I feel regulated this past week? At what point did I feel the most regulated last week? Then you're going to ask yourself, where did I feel dysregulated? This is your check-in. After you figure those 2 things out, you're going to ask yourself, okay, so what helps me? What helps me stay regulated? What helps me regulate after I felt dysregulated? You're going to do this at least once a week, and then you're going to adjust. So maybe you need more movement. Maybe you need to schedule an earlier bedtime. Maybe you need to say no to just one more thing, setting a boundary. But whatever that adjustment is, after you do that weekly check in, you're going to make that small adjustment, and that's going to keep you on track. Does that make sense? Thank y'all for hitting the like button. Small adjustments keep you on track. So that's going to be part two. And then part three, support and environment. You cannot do long term healing alone. I know what they say on social media. You don't need no friends. You don't need no family. I got me, myself, and not, and I don't need nobody else. And that the church told you as long as you got King Jesus, you don't need nobody else. Child, I remember I started to make a shirt one time that said, Jesus told me to get a therapist. Okay. You cannot do long term healing alone. So you need to surround yourself with calm voices. This can be in the form of a podcast. A lot of people watch YouTube podcasts now. Spotify. A lot of people have certain podcasts they watch on Spotify. It don't matter. Whoever calms your voice, whether it's the form of a podcast, music, there's certain music I listen to when I'm trying to maintain a certain space, when I'm doing something. Let me tell y'all something. Hit up that Ritz-Carlton playlist. Go to YouTube. Look up the Ritz-Carlton playlist and the Four Seasons playlist. If you're trying to elevate your mood, honey, it is absolutely tea. So it can be something like that. It can be even people. All right. Regulation cues. You need regulation cues. This could be going out in nature, letting the sun hit your face, barefoot, walking barefoot in the grass, going to the beach. I love being by some water. Hello. Even pets. Some people have pets that help them regulate. And even your lighting. Sometimes lighting can throw you off, even on your phone. There are times where just turning the light down on your phone will take away anxiety. If you don't believe me, and you're somebody that struggles with anxiety, turn that light down on that phone and see if you start feeling better. All right. Some of you would also need some ongoing guidance. So this could be a program. It could be you getting a coach, a community, joining some type of community, even getting a therapist. Y'all know I believe in therapy. I tell y'all the work I do is therapeutic, but I am not a licensed therapist. You need a therapist. You need a therapist. All right. So This is where most people fail when they try to DIY. They just want to DIY everything forever. And then they end up burning out. They take the long route, and then guess what they have to do? Come right back around and go get some help. But you could have did that from the jump, boo. You understand? So type support in the chat if you know you need ongoing guidance, even if you're watching the replay. Why do I feel like I'm behind today? I feel like I'm behind on my I'm going over my time. Type support in the chat if you know that will help in some kind of way. All of that support I just listed, just type it in the chat. All right. So when you're talking about maintenance, it's not this 20-step morning routine. It's just a few minimums your nervous system can handle. Just a few little things that your nervous system can rely on. They say, you know what? RONESHIA wasn't playing. She was serious. Like she really putting us first again. You know what? Candace, what? I can stand down because Candace is really serious about this resting thing. Who else is on here? Tiffany. Tiffany is really serious. So I don't have to be on alert mode anymore. Who else? Drop your names in the chat if I haven't called your name. Erica. Oh, Erica was for real. She not in survival mode no more. So why am I acting like everything is an emergency? Okay, you just need to do some small things that your nervous system can rely on. All right? That plus having support when life gets hard. So here's the secret to actually doing these practices, you all. I talked about it. I can't remember what today it was. Habit stacking, just attaching a practice to something that you already do. For example, those of you that can't live without coffee, those of you that feel like you can't live without coffee, all right, while you're making your coffee, do some breathing, do some deep breathing, do those 3 extended exhales before you pick up that phone to start checking messages and emails and what do I have to do today? While making your coffee, do your breathing. While you're in the shower, you can do a body scan. So do a 30-second body scan. It can be longer than 30 seconds because who's taking 30-second showers? But while you're taking the shower, you can do a body scan. What is my body saying to me today? How am I feeling? What is it trying to communicate? Does that make sense? When you're in the car going to pick up those kids from school, 5 minutes of regulation, 2 minutes of regulation. You can do a grounding practice while you're on the way to get them. Even brushing your teeth at night, you can do something where you put your hand over your heart, one of your hands while you're brushing your teeth, doing some breathing or even heart tap. Y'all know I love some heart tapping. You could even do that, okay, while you're brushing your teeth. So this is habit stacking. There's no excuse. You're not adding time. You're adding intention. We move with intention in 2026. So in busy seasons, which most high achieving women stay in a busy season, the small, consistent practices matter the most. Does that make sense? Those of you that are able to type, drop one habit stack you're going to try. Are you going to do coffee, 3 breaths? Are you going to do shower, body scan, picking up the kids? You can even combine picking up the kids with a grounding practice where you're listening at a certain type of music or some type of grounding audio. That'll be a good time to use it too. Even on your way to work, this is something you can do on the way to work. You know your coworkers work your nerve. Your boss works your nerve. You can do this on the way to work. You can do this on your lunch break. You can do this when you're leaving work. So you can't use the excuse that you don't have time. All right. So I have a few questions that I'm going to answer. I don't know if the people are on here. It doesn't matter. You don't have to identify yourself. But I'm going to answer these questions. And then if you all have questions in the chat outside of these, you can drop them in the chat. And we're almost done, you all. All right. So one question I got, where do I actually start after this challenge? I feel like I learned so much, but I'm overwhelmed by where to begin. All right, awesome question. And I kind of just talked about it. So you're going to start with 1 daily minimum. One daily minimum and one in the moment tool. Just one. Don't try to do all this stuff at the same time. Pick you one thing. You understand? So your daily minimum, it can be a 2 to 3 minute breath or grounding practice. Not trying to compare y'all to me, but breathing and visualizations. That's what worked for me the most. Listen, okay? So do not underestimate the power of just breathing. You can start with that. That can be your daily minimum. We've been doing that all week. You can pick another one that's your favorite, whatever works for your nervous system, and do it most mornings. In the mornings. Okay? Candy says she's going to do it while making her tea, doing breaths or body scans. Perfect. And then as far as your in the moment tool, when you notice that you are activated, remember we talked about those tools earlier this week. When you get anxious, when you shut down, you get overwhelmed, you're going to pick the right tool to go with your nervous system state. So if you need the extended exhale, orienting, looking around, naming what you see, doing cold water on your hands or your face, or just 30 seconds of movement. But remember, if you are dealing with anxiety, jumping jacks, that ain't the tool for you. You need to do something to calm you down. Now, if you're numb or you're shut down, then jumping jacks would make sense. So just remember that. All right. So master two, remain consistent with those two before you add anything else. Don't try to do everything at once. Don't compare yourself to others. All right. So you don't need a perfect routine. Next question. I hope that made sense. Next question. What if I still feel really dysregulated? Did I do something wrong? No, you didn't do anything wrong. What do we talk about? Perfectionism. You are not perfect. You are not a robot. You are a human. There is no way you're going to go through the rest of your life. I was about to say something. I'm not going to say it. Never being dysregulated again. It's just not going to happen. 5 days is an amazing start, but it's not this isn't a full nervous system rehab center. You understand? I'm getting ideas. Nervous system rehab center. I'm getting ideas. If you've been in survival mode for years, like I was, you have to understand this is not going to turn around in a day. It's not going to turn around in 5 days. As amazing as I am, it's not going to happen in 5 days. All right. Healing is not linear. You have to keep at it. This is why I talk about repetition. You're going to have good days and you're going to have hard days. You're going to be up some days. You're going to be down some days. Some days you're going to be able to regulate like nothing. Then the next day, somebody might do something and you may have a moment. Okay. You have to understand that that is okay. Give yourself grace. This is normal. All right. These tools, I'm not giving you these tools for you to text if you're fixed or not. It doesn't work like that. All right. So don't judge yourself even when you're doing this. That's another thing. I know I talked about how bad I used to beat myself up. When you do this, you cannot be judging and beating yourself up just because you got dysregulated, right? So if your symptoms are severe and you're feeling intense, ongoing dysregulation, even if you feel stuck, that is a good sign that you need some type of structured support. That is a good sign. Okay. It's like, hello, stop trying to do this on your own. So I hope that helps. But no, you didn't fail. Next question. Can I do this work while I'm still in a demanding season? Mom, leader, caregiver, demanding job, or do I have to wait for the perfect time? Y'all already know the answer to this. The things I talk about now are literally for high achieving women. If you sit talking about you're waiting until you have the perfect time, or, oh girl, I'm going to just do it when I'm less busy, it's never going to happen. Oh, it's never going to happen. So you can't think like that. Remember, when I'm talking, when I get on here and do any type of teaching or release videos, I am talking to high achieving women. I'm not talking to bums. No shade. I know exactly who I'm talking to. So these tools that I'm giving you is going to work if you work it. You can do it now. You don't need to wait. Okay. There is no perfect season. Your life is always going to be demanding. You're always going to be busy. When you're never not busy, you just have to take the time. You have to take the time to make the time to do the things you need to do. If you are sick and tired of living the life that you are living, if you are tired of being in survival mode, if you are tired of telling everyone yes, 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 when you really mean no, if you're tired of everybody using you as the pillar, the emotional glue, if you are truly tired, trust me, you're going to find the time to do this. And there's no perfect time when it comes to healing. Why am I just heal at the perfect time? When is that? Okay? So healing literally happens while you're living your life. You're going to implement these tools. That's integration. That's the whole point. Okay. You don't need an empty calendar. You don't need a vacation. But when I go on vacation, I'm going to learn how to do this stuff. Wouldn't you rather learn to regulate so that when you go on vacation, it's like 10 times better? You don't need everything to slow down. All right. Just pick you 2 5-minute practices, better transitions, better boundaries. Start saying no once a week. Thank y'all for hitting the like button. All right. And that's it. All right, let me see. I think I have 1 or 2 more questions. How do I know if I need support, like a program or a coach, versus doing these practices on my own? I just feel like even asking this question, I feel like you already know. You know. You know. Now, do you want me to tell you? Because I feel like you already know. All right, here are the signs that you need. Y'all, I'm down 15 pounds since I regulated my nervous system. Okay. When I hit my goal weight, I'm going to be a mess. I just wanted to throw that out there. Anyway, here are the signs that you may need some structured support, but y'all know you feel stuck in intense symptoms despite trying to do these things on your own, right? Oh, thank you for the gift, Candace. I know YouTube is like making gifts available like TikTok now. I don't even know what that was or how it works, but thank you. I pray a thousandfold, but a thousandfold return. Erica said I was looking good. Erica, I was looking too while I'm talking to y'all. I'm like, oh, that weight loss is, baby, I'm down 15 pounds. Oh, and mind y'all, I haven't started my workout. I haven't been consistent with my workout routine yet. This is just weight falling off because I heal my nervous system. I said, baby, when I start working out, I'm gonna be trouble. But y'all stop it. Let me focus. So when you start feeling these intense symptoms, you trying to Google stuff, you all on YouTube looking up stuff, you trying to do it on your own, but you still feel stuck, that's a sign. When you start getting overwhelmed, you shouldn't be overwhelmed with healing work. And that's a sign. When you want accountability and a clear framework instead of just piecing stuff together, that's another sign. And when you're tired of basically DIYing your healing, trying to DIY your whole life while you're holding everybody else up, you feel like you're about to explode on the inside. That is a sign. Okay. So if any of those sound like you ready for the next step. And that's what the clarity reset is for. Thanks for all of this. Is golden. Oh, you're welcome, Candace. Thank you for showing up. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right. So this is who the clarity reset is for. Women who don't want to carry this alone anymore. Women who want structure, support, and a proven system. Women who are ready to make regulation their baseline. I'm telling y'all, a peace that surpasses your very understanding. This is not a fairy tale. I am living it. Okay. This brings me to my next step. Does anybody have questions in the chat that I haven't answered? So we've spent 5 days together, and if you're here right now, you've more than likely felt something shift, unless you're just finding me. And again, if you're just finding me, thank y'all for hitting the like button. You can go and watch the replay of all 5 days. Start at day 1, okay? So you experienced some type of shifts. It could be small, it could be subtle. Maybe you're not fully healed in 5 days, never promised that, but you felt what regulation is supposed to feel like. You felt what nervous system safety feels like. Okay, so you felt that it's possible. See, I knew it was possible, right? You felt that it was possible. So these 5 days that we spent together, this was your proof of concept. The clarity reset is where regulation becomes your baseline. So let me explain what the clarity reset is, and y'all better not log off. We are almost done. Hello. So before the clarity reset, right? You were high functioning, but you were quietly exalted, quietly exhausted. Did I say exalted? You were bracing, always bracing. Your body was always bracing for the next trigger. You were coping more than you were thriving. High achieving women make coping look real good. Okay. And you were holding everyone else up while you were falling apart on the inside. But after the clarity reset, you experience embodied ease. Your body feels softer, your jaw unclenches, you're not carrying all this tension anymore, and you recover faster. After the clarity reset, you are able to make clearer decisions. You can say no without spiraling. You can make decisions yourself without having to poll 10 people and see how they feel about the situation. Okay? After the clarity reset, you also experience relational freedom. You're still a pillar, but without the resentment and exhaustion because you know how to set boundaries now. Hello? And after the clarity reset, you experience sustainable energy. So, remember, I was talking earlier about sleeping deeper, dreaming, your dream life even shifting. You have fewer crashes. You're not the crash out dummy no more, okay? And you have more capacity. So the clarity reset is not just some course that you consume and forget. Listen, I created this thing and I have done it multiple times. Multiple. And I created it, all right? And it hits different every time. Let me say that. So my clarity reset, this is my 7-day guided nervous system reset and emotional detox. It also gives you access to my on-demand nervous system spa. This is what I call it. All right. So here's what's inside the clarity reset. When you get the clarity reset, you get my 7-day program that I just talked about. Every day for 7 days, you're gonna get, what do I have? Clarity. Let me pull it up, y'all. Because there's an audio version that's inside of the nervous system spa. So you get clarity check-ins, you get opening insights, reset practices, and reflection prompts. I think almost every day is about 2 pages, but you go at your own pace. It's not something you have to keep up with or anything like that. So you're going to get that program. I added some somatic practices, some breath work, some visualizations because I did an audio version as well. Okay. So the journal prompts are going to help you to integrate what you're learning. I made it short, luxurious, that too, doable, perfect for high achieving women. There is no excuse. It's literally designed for the busy woman. There's no excuse. So you move through this program at your own pace. There are no live calls that you have to show up for. We will be doing some lives inside of the Clarity community, but I haven't even started scheduling it yet because y'all are so used to doing. I'm doing that on purpose because there's something right now. I already know what the first live is going to be about, but y'all are so used to doing, and being that I want it to be an on-demand nervous system spa, you should be coming to receive. So right now there are no live calls you have to show up for, no homework that's going to overwhelm you. Just guided, gentle regulation work. All right. So that's the clarity reset. Then you get lifetime access to my clarity community. Lifetime access to my clarity community, aka the on-demand nervous system spa. So with that, you can go in, you can pull up the audio version of the clarity reset, and it's going to be an ongoing audio library. I'm going to add things in slowly for different things. A lot of people complain about anxiety. A lot. This is the most anxious generation I have ever seen. So of course, I'm going to add some audio for anxiety. And if there's something specific you want me to add that you've been dealing with, let me know and I can add those audios in there too. But you have an audio library of regulation practices, somatic tools, breath work, grounding practices, and this is going to be your regulation resource forever. How many evers? Forever. You on your lunch break, you're dysregulated. All you got to do is pull up at the spa and you don't even have to leave work. Stop playing with me. It is tea. All right. So anytime you need a reset, I bet y'all like this girl is crazy. Don't care. Anytime you need a reset, it could be after a hard day, after a triggering conversation, after your boss has worked to your last nerve, some kind of stressful season. Come to the spa. Come to the Clarity community. Go in there, get what you need. You don't have to announce yourself. Get what you need and go on about your day. I'm intentionally making it, I intentionally set it up that way. All right. This is not a course that you finish. This is a lifetime resource, you all. Lifetime. This week, optimism. Let me hear about just being absolutely. It has been, this is a lifetime resource, you all right. So, as a bonus, also with the Clarity Reset, because I didn't want to just get rid of this reset kit that I made available during the challenge. So, today is the last day you can get the reset kit. That's the $47 kit as a standalone product. But what I'm going to do is add that into the Clarity Reset as a bonus. So, after today, when you join the Clarity Reset, this reset kit from this challenge is going to be included. Y'all know that has 5 guided audio practices. It comes with a whole workbook, a 30-day nervous system tracker that you can use to track your patterns, and then everything from this challenge, all of that is going to be included as well. Hello, T? Is it T or is it T? So you get the 7-day Clarity Reset program. You're going to get the audio version as well. Lifetime access to my Clarity community, aka Nervous System Spa, and the reset kit from this challenge for just $197. Lifetime access. Yes, the price is going to go up. If you're feeling this, type ready. $297. It's going up to $297. But right now it's $197. And I even think for everything that you get, $297. Baby, y'all know, y'all ever been to a spa? You're getting lifetime access. So right now the Clarity Reset is $197. If you join right now, don't ask me when it's going up, because if you know me, it can go up at any moment. Hello. So yeah, right now if you join $197, you can get the 7-day program, you get the lifetime community access, and you get the reset kit. All right. All of this that your nervous system has been begging for, all in one. You have no excuse. And if you prefer to use payment plans, I have those on my website as well. So you don't even have to email me asking for a payment plan. They're on my website. Just go get it. All right. So if this landed in your body, anything that we've done this week, if you feel even a 5% increase in as far as regulation, you belong in the Clarity Reset. This is not just a program. This is permission to make nervous system regulation as non-negotiable as brushing your teeth and washing your behind. Do you understand? Does that make sense? Does that make sense? All right. So your future self is already exhaling. My goal in 2026 is to help as many women as possible come out of survival mode. Join the Clarity Reset. I promise you, it's way more affordable than these doctor bills, than going to urgent care, than having to be admitted into the hospital. You can thank me now or you can thank me later. It's all up to you. You can hit the link that's already in the chat, or it's going to be down below. Join the Clarity Reset so we can keep doing this work together. All right. So before we close, I want to do this final thing with you. Drop in the chat one way that you're nervous. If you've been here this whole week, tell me one way your nervous system feels different. If you have been here this week, tell me how you feel today compared to how you felt on Monday. Y'all go ahead and join because this is truly helping us as a door to be whoever. Listen. And some people may think, hey, I don't need that because the invitation went to everyone that even already has the clarity reset. As far as the clarity community, everyone didn't join the clarity community. Maybe they don't need it. I don't know. But baby, one thing I'm not going to pass up is a spa. So what's one way your nervous system feels different than it did compared to Monday? Even if you're watching the replay, drop it in the comments so I can see it. I'll give y'all a little minute to type. Some of you may notice how you're more aware of what your body is doing, what it's trying to communicate. Some of you don't feel as embarrassed anymore. You've gotten, how can I say this? You've broken free from shame. Have to remember what kind of live I'm on. Some of you may have said no to something this week where you would normally say yes. Candace said Monday I was stressed, but low-key okay. Today I have real lightness. I wish I had some kind of, what's that thing called? You better regulate, honey. Anybody else that's able to, that's been here all week and you're able to type, tell me if you feel the difference between Monday and today. I can't believe we're at the end. It's like it went fast, but it didn't. I don't know how to explain that. I'll give y'all another few seconds because we're about to end, baby. It is Friday. Anybody else? If not, congratulations, you did this. Give yourself a pat on the back. Clap for yourself. This is stuff I do in private. Just be, girl, I'm proud of you. I literally tell myself that all the time now. All right. You did this. You showed up. You did the work. You stayed consistent. Like I said, when it comes to challenges, especially free challenges, a lot of people drop off after day 1 or day 2. Girl, they don't be for real, but you chose yourself and your nervous system is different because of it. Your nervous system thanks you. Hello? So here's one final commitment. I want you to type one daily minimum that you're taking with you from this challenge. What's one thing that you're taking with you from this challenge? Drop it in the chat. One practice, one thing. Period. Saying no without guilt. T, I had to work on that over-explaining thing heavy personally. You better say no, Tiffany. Hello? I know there's a delay, but I just feel like I'm staying. I am way over my time. Oh my goodness. Okay, I didn't mean to do that. So whatever your daily minimum is, you all, that you're going to take away from this challenge, just drop it. When I end this video, just drop it in the comments. It could be the 2-minute breath practice, the extended exhale, the one boundary per week, the saying no, whatever it is, just drop it below. All right, because I am way over my time, but thank you all for joining. I keep, RONESHIA. Thank you all for joining. Thank you for showing up for yourself. If you need support, I'm here. Thank you for trusting me with your nervous system. Okay, I love y'all. I see y'all. I want y'all to stay regulated. Send this out. You can still send this out to people who need it as well. They can't necessarily join the challenge, but you can still, not people, women, send this out to high functioning women. Tell them, hey, you need to go back through these videos. It's going to be on my inner healing playlist. All right. Love y'all. Bye.